Family. Okay. Um, Maybe I don't know, but I am a educator. I am a teacher. And at the moment I homeschool my grandson. And I he has spelling words that he studies so that he can have a spelling test or whatever. And I always pray about what words he get, what subjects we teach, what things I do in homeschool. So I got, let's give him the days of the week, and we're going to give him the months of the year and the seasons and things like that. And for me, I like to be ahead of schedule. I don't like to just start teaching and not have something to talk about or, have some type of plan of how I want to do it. So as I'm doing his lesson plan, um, every time he gets his spelling words, he always looks the words up so that he'll know what they mean. The Most High had me look this word up, and I looked up the word Monday. I was like, well, what do these days of the week mean? Okay, so Monday, moon day, or second day. I was like, second day? So wait a minute. The calendar is right. Sunday is the first day of the week, and then you go through Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way down to Saturday. So now they have Saturday and Sunday is the weekend, and then Monday is the first day of the week. And I often wondered, well, if Monday is the first day of the week, why do they start it off with Sunday? Every calendar starts it off with Sunday. So why is that? Just as I did my other video, if you haven't checked it out, it's about Christmas, about the lies. Here's another lie. They just lie to us about everything, and we're so gullible, we accept it and we just go with it. Monday is the second day on the calendar. Sunday is the first one. But no. Sunday's the weekend. So if Sunday's the weekend, why isn't it over there? And why didn't they just start the calendar off with Monday? Because they lie. They love lying to us because they know we just accept it and we don't ask no questions. I'm gonna read you a little something, something. Hold on. Okay, so Monday means second day. Why is Sunday the first day of the week? So hold on. So before I looked up the word Sunday, I thought, well, what is the weekend then? Since Monday is the first day of the week, even though it's not like that on the calendar, what is the weekend? So I looked up weekend. The word weekend comes from simply combining the word week and in, first appearing in the Middle English before the 1400s, but becomes common in the late 1900s or in the late 19th century as workers fought for leisure time, originally meaning Saturday afternoon to Monday morning, evolving from Northern English usage and Union campaigns for rest. They were campaigning for rest after industrial work. So basically, the word weekend came from employers or employees wanting to have some off time. So we give you the weekend. So you get Saturday and Sunday. So back to the week, which is Monday. But again, as you see, the weekend came through before the 1400s, and then it became common in the 1900s. So as I said before in other videos, they just be making stuff up as they go along. Whatever makes their um, explanation of what they want to do now. Because they change things all the time to fit their narrative. Um, but okay, so if Monday is moon day or second day, so that means Sunday is the first day of the week. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then you get Saturday. But no, 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 no. We just have it that way. Really, Monday's the beginning of the week. Well, if Monday's the beginning of the week, why isn't it like that on the calendar? Why do we make it look one way and then make up an explanation as to why it's that way? And we accept it, and we don't question nothing. But I was always one of those children that question stuff. I'm like, that just don't make no sense. And I asked my teacher, so why we don't go to school on Sunday? Sunday's the first day of the week. No, it's not. They literally said that I was stupid. Sunday is the weekend. I'm like, well, why is Monday the second day on the calendar and if it's the first day of the week? Nobody had an explanation. That's just how they did it. Well, that don't make sense. If Sunday is the weekend, then why ain't it over there with Saturday if it's the weekend? Because it's a lie. But they can't tell you that. You are just stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. You just always, what they used to say to me. Oh, I can't remember the word they used to say. It was one specific word that they used to say about me all the time because I always had questions. I used to question everything. There it is. It wasn't a word, it was a phrase. She's too smart for her own good. What's that mean? What does that mean? I'm asking a question. You don't have an answer, and that's the problem. You don't have an answer to give me, but it's a legitimate question, but nobody could give me an answer. Oh, they just did it like that. Well, that's stupid. That don't make no sense. Then you look the words up. But we never thought to look the words up. I never did. I'm telling you, being a part of hashtag Find Kofi, um, um, being a part of SOC, I'm learning to do a lot of stuff that I just didn't do. And it was stuff that you think about. It's like, well, why wouldn't I look this word up? Well, because they told me it meant this. But it don't make no sense. Well, that's what they said. But why don't we look things up? I don't know why we don't look things up. In the Bible, it says we're lazy. We're stiff necked. We don't want to move. We just want to stick this way. No. Look the words up. They mean something. And don't just look at the first explanation, the definition. Look a little further. Look in the dictionary. Go to the library. Look these things up. You'll just be like, wait a minute. Because let's be clear, these people wanted to have leisure time so they cannot be at work all the time. But if we were doing it the way the Most High told us to, we'd be following His way for our lives. We would be in our work and we would do the Sabbath, right? And we would rest on the Sabbath day and then we'd be in our work. Like, this is, man, I'm telling you. And it makes so much sense to me, right? And like I said before, I'm not coming down on nobody. I'm not saying nothing that you are nothing. I'm just saying hear what I'm asking you to do and just look stuff up. Just stop taking people's word for stuff and just look. Okay, I've said this story before and I probably mess it up every time, but our pastor did this to us and it flipped me out because I was just like, huh, that's exactly what we do. So there was a couple. The wife was making some chicken. And Pastor Kofi, if you hear this and I'm saying it wrong, help me out. Make sure I'm doing it right because I don't mean to mess it up. But I love your stories. I love the way you make things make sense. So bear with me. All right, here we go. So as a couple, and the wife is going to make some chicken, the whole chicken, right? But she always would cut the chicken in half. And her husband was like, well, why do you cut the chicken in half? And she was like, I don't know. My mama used to do it. So I just, do what my mama did. Okay. So he was like, I'm gonna go ask grandma why go ask your mom why does she cut the chicken in half? So his mother-in-law comes through and he asks her, why do you cut the chicken in half? She said, I don't know. I used to do it because my mama used to do it. Well, then he's like, well, she's still alive. I'm gonna ask her. So he sees her and he says, why do you cut the chicken in half? I've asked your granddaughter and I've asked your daughter, and neither one of them knows why. Can you tell me why you cut the chicken in half? And she said, well, I used to cut the chicken in half because my oven wasn't big enough to hold the chicken. So I had to cut it in half so I can cook the whole chicken. So you trying to tell me your daughter and her daughter was following you, cutting the chicken in half, and they didn't even need to? Because our ovens are bigger now. Back in the day, the ovens were smaller. So a big old chicken couldn't fit. So she cut it in half so that the chicken can fit in the oven. But the other ladies, following tradition, cutting the chicken and didn't even need to. Look the words up. Stop listening to what people tell you. We have a brain. The Most High gave it to us. Use it. Trust me. I was in the same boat because I'm telling you, it's just Monday means second day, but yes, Saturday and Sunday is the weekend. Says who? They made that up to fit their narrative. All right, family. I don't know if I'm gonna have another video, but I had to do that video. I was supposed to do that yesterday, but I don't know why, but I did it today. Um, so the world always changes. They make stuff up as they go along to fit their narrative. The Most High changes not. What the word was 20 years ago, it's the same word today. Not unless somebody tries to change it. And they'll do that. But the word changes not. The Most High changes not. He is the same yesterday, today, and he'll be the same tomorrow. Stop allowing him to tell you anything and you accept it. Love your family. Shalom.